Hey there, welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph and I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of rock music. So here we are now on our series, episode number 44B of 2006. Our series, which of course is Rock Greats Who Thrilled Us and has since passed on. So anyways, we are doing what we call a B issue here because I chose 4 artists for this year instead of 2. If you missed it, the first 2 went on part A, which were Wilson Pickett and Syd Barrett. But today's are Bruce Gary of the Knack and Mariska Veres of the Shocking Blue. Okay, both of these 2 artists I've had a lot more to do with. It's probably the reason why I chose them. I've just listened to them more over time. We'll start with Bruce Gary, since my normal way of doing this is if you passed first, you go first. That's the way it is. Okay, so Bruce Gary was the drummer for the Knack. He also played with some other bands before and after the Knack. Basically, he was with a band prior to the Knack, which featured Jack Bruce and Mick Taylor on guitar, and then him on drums. A pretty substantial band, if you ask me. Anyways, basically, we'll start with his information first. Okay, so I'm going to need my glasses for that. And then at the end, I'll do my honorable mentions because I didn't do them for the last episode because it's the same year. Okay, so Bruce Gary was born April the 7th, 1951 in Burbank, California in the United States of America. He died August the 22nd, 2006 at the age of 55 in Tarzania, California, US of A, same as where he was. Music, he played rock, pop, power pop, blues rock, and blues. Basically, his instruments were drums and percussion, and he was active from 1969 to 2006. Okay, so these glasses need to get polished. Go with the other ones. Okay, so basically he played drums with his cousin. Left his drums. Cousin had gotten bored with the drum set and left them at his house, and he picked up the drums and started playing them. His parents allowed him to do that. At about 14 or 15, he started playing in bands. By the time he was 24, he had been playing with some of well-known musicians, which of course I just told you, which included Jack Bruce, Mick Taylor, and others. I think it was in 78, possibly in 78, he was approached by Doug Fieger, who said that he had a band together and wanted him to play drums for them. The band was called the Knack. So he joined the Knack and came up with the iconic drum beat for the hit single My Sharona, which sold over 6 million copies. Okay, so he also... So after the Knack, he was in demand as a session musician, playing for such people as Bob Dylan, George Harrison, Stephen Stills, Rod Stewart, and a host of other people, like a lengthy list. And then he died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2006. So basically, it wasn't just that iconic riff that he came up with from My Sharona. If you listen to the Knack's first album especially, there's a lot of pretty solid drum tracks on that album. He was a very good drummer, I think. Probably most people wouldn't think of him as a super drummer, but he was, to my way of thinking, a very good drummer. Now he did come up with most of the drum riffs himself for the Knacks. I really like the one on She's So Selfish as well, which is very similar to My Sharona. He was a high energy drummer too. If you ever watch him, he's like right into what he's doing. I think he's like I said, I think he's an underrated drummer. Could have easily took the place of some notable drummers in big bands had the opportunity presented itself. But as it was, he played on a lot of solo albums for a lot of different artists. So I wanted to give him some attention today because I really like the Knack a lot, and I think his drumming is a large part of that. The guitar player had some notable riffs as well, but I just think that people will always remember that My Sharona because of that drum rack at the beginning. So there you have it, Bruce Gary of the Knack. Now the second musician I chose to do today, Mariska Vers, born in The Hague. She was born October the 1st, 1947 in The Hague in the Netherlands, and she died December the 2nd, 2006 in The Hague as well at the age of 59. Her music was basically psychedelic rock, pop rock, and jazz. She was a vocalist, but also did play some keyboards. She was active from 1963 and to 2006. Okay, so a little bit about her. She started her career in '66 with a guitar band called Les Mysteries. How do you say it? Les Mysteries. She started with them, and then she also played in '65. She played on a song with the Bumblebees. Then she moved to Then in '66 she had stints with the Blue Fights, Danny and his favorites, and General 4. Later in '66 she sang with the Motowns and played organ on that album as well. In 1968 she was asked to join Shocking Blue, which was the band that she joined, and they had a worldwide #1 hit called Venus. Now I know that many people know this song from Bananarama, but Bananarama got the rights to play it and made a hit out of it as well. So it was a hit twice, once in '69 with Shocking Blue, and then again in, I'm not sure when Bananarama, I think they were sometime in the '70s or maybe the early '80s, and they made the same song into a hit. The band broke up after 1974, and then she went solo and produced, I think it was about 7 solo albums, all pretty solid, mostly bluesy, but pretty solid records. In 1984 they got back together, but because Bananarama by this time had made that song famous, they decided not to bother, and they broke up again. Then she started a jazz blues band called Shocking Jazz Quintet, which she played in for a while. In 1993 through about 2006, various incarnations of Shocking Blue played in concert and did their things as well. She basically died of a gallbladder cancer in 2006. She didn't find out to it about 3 weeks before she actually died. That's when she discovered she had it. So that's too late to do anything about, unfortunately. I think she was a very good singer. I think she was very underrated. Basically, she said it herself. I was a painted Barbie doll when I first started out, and she certainly was that. She was a beauty, but she just had the whole image going, and the voice as well. I think I've long admired her vocals. I think she's just one of the better vocalists who came out of the '60s. And if you are interested, I want to check her out. She also has about 6 or 7, maybe as many as 9 solo albums. I'm not 100% sure, but I've listened to various amounts. I've listened to the music a little bit of hers. I like it. So I wanted to give her some attention today, along with Bruce Gary, who I like the knack quite a bit. So I hope you enjoyed the two I chose today. Now, as for honorable mentions, we have a fairly long list, not a lengthy list, but a fair number of people that passed that year. Make sure I get the glasses I can see out of here. Oh man, they're both pretty bad. Well, we'll have to rectify that after I'm done. Anyways, so we have Brian Harvey from House of Freaks, Alex St. Clair from Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band, Lou Rawls and Gene Pitney both died that year as well. Jeanette Carter of the Carter Family, I seem to be one of them almost every year. Johnny Jackson from the Jackson 5, he was the drummer of the band. I don't think he's not one of the brothers. Buck Owens, who I remember from Hee Haw. Billy Preston, of course. Peter Wells from Rose Tattoo. That's an Australian band. Check them out. June Pointer of the Pointer Sisters. Johnny Paris from Johnny and the Hurricanes. Vince Welnick of the Tubes, and then also played with the Grateful Dead. Dwayne Rowland of Molly Hatchet. Jesse Pintado from Napalm. I think that's like an extreme band. Boss Barrel, Bad Company, and Crimson. Jared Anderson, Morbid Angel, and that's it. That's all we got. So all those people who passed that year, I salute you for your contributions to rock music and to this genre which we love so much. I hope you will enjoy this episode as much as I did making it. And we'll be back with another episode Monday morning. I'm sorry this episode comes out late, but Saturdays and Sundays really difficult to do much early in the morning. There's too many other physical things that actually have to be done, and so we do those. And then when I get a chance, I get to this video as soon as I can. And it's coming out a bit late, but better late than never. So the next one will come out Monday morning, which will be episode 45 from 2007. We're getting down to the end of this decade, and only one and a bit decades to go. So this series has been going on now for, God, I want to say it's been at least 2, maybe 3 months by now. It's a long series, but can't do it any quicker. I guess I could do one a day, but then I wouldn't be able to do anything else. So got to kind of space them out a bit. So again, I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and tell me what you know about these musicians, what musicians that I mentioned or didn't mention that you think also deserve some honorable mention. So there you have it. I hope you enjoy your evening, and we will see you on our next episode on Monday morning. From Prog Monster out. Have a good day.